everyone, and welcome to Jackie and Cat Adventures. Today we're going to be making, it's called an Apple Rose Tart. It's very easy to make, but the presentation is exquisite. So let's get started. You're going to need 8 apples of your choice. I would use either Granny Smith or Honey Crisp or a mix of the two because you want it a little bit tart. And what you're going to do is you're going to peel and slice 8 apples, okay? And you also need this to pull out ahead of time. You're going to need 20 14 by 18 inch sheets of phyllo dough. You find that in your freezer section. Excuse me, my freezer's open. Okay, you find it in your freezer section at the grocery store. And what you're going to do is you're going to thaw it per the instructions. Usually you just put it in the refrigerator and let it thaw overnight. We're going to use the thawed out sheets, so you need them to thaw. But if you're going to go to the store and buy it like right now, and you're going to use it like right when you're done cutting your apples and stuff, then keep it out on your counter. It'll come to room temperature really quick. You don't want it really warm because you won't be able to work with it, okay? So I'm going to cut my apples and then we'll continue on. Alright, once you get your apples cut, you're going to need 3 tablespoons of butter divided. So 1.5 tablespoons of butter are going to go in here with 4 of your apples. We're going to just cook these until they're soft, just the touch of tender, because they're going to bake in the oven with the phyllo dough. So we're just kind of breaking them down. And so what you're going to do is just cook these really slow, and we're going to do them in 2 batches, so half and half. So then you're going to take a 1/4 cup of sugar. Once these are done, you're going to sprinkle the 1/4 cup of sugar over them, stir it with some cinnamon, and we're going to put it in a bowl, and we're going to do that with the second, with another 1/4. So altogether you need a 1/2 cup of sugar, but you're going to divide it. And don't burn these apples. Go slow with them, because you know they're full of sugar, so we don't want them to like burn real quick. Just kind of toss them around with that butter, and like I said, we're just going to cook them until they're tender. And I think I might even put a lid on this just to get some steam going. Oh. Alright, so I have my apples going in here. I did put the lid on for about 5 to 10 minutes just to kind of get that moisture into the apples to kind of break them down a little bit. We want them just tender. So mine are, so I'm going to pull it off. I'm going to add some cinnamon. Now you don't have to add this if you don't want. Measure with your heart. But just remember that really this is the only flavor you have in this whole dish is cinnamon and sugar. That's it. So now we're going to add our 1/4 cup of sugar. And we're going to mix that together. And that'll tell me if I need to add more cinnamon or not. So make sure you coat all the apples with the sugar and cinnamon. This smells delicious. It smells like fall, guys. And like I said, this is perfect to take to a dinner where you have to bring a dish, because it looks like you slaved for hours. Alright, so here's what it looks like that. And I'm just going to pour them in this bowl. Now, I am going to let mine totally cool. You do not have to. You can move on to your making of the pie or the tart. I'm going to do mine tomorrow because I thought I had phyllo dough, but I have puff pastry, so I got to run to the store. So I'm going to do that tomorrow. I'm just going to cook these off today, and then we'll finish it up tomorrow. Alright, now let's move on to making the tart itself. So here's the phyllo dough. It's called Athens, and like I said, you find it in the freezer section. I found mine in the refrigerator overnight, and what you're going to do is, there's 2 packs in here. You're going to use probably both of them, but only pull one out at a time, because these dry out really fast, and they'll start to break and crumble, and it won't work. So what you're going to do is, you're going to open up your pack. There we go. Okay. Open up your pack, pull them out, and then you're just going to lay them out flat on your surface. they're like paper, you guys. They're really, really thin. So you really want to kind of work quickly. But what you're going to do is you're going to lay them out flat, like so. It's not hard. You're going to take just a damp towel, make sure you wring it out really well, and just lay it over the top of those. That keeps them from drying out. So yeah, it takes a little bit more time to keep pulling back and doing it, but if you don't, you won't be able to work with this tart. So what we're going to do is we're going to start with one of our sheets. You're going to preheat your oven to 400. You're going to melt 1.5 cups of butter. You're going to take a 14-inch pizza pan. I can't find my pizza pan anywhere, so I'm using this pan. Not sure how it's going to turn out. It's going to be delicious. It might look like a big rose compared to what the tight rose, but we'll see. I'm not really concerned. This tastes so good, you guys, you won't regret it. So make sure you spray your pan really well. Alright, so now you're going to take one of your sheets and just be really gentle, you guys, because they are very, very delicate. Cover back up. Now take your butter and you're going to butter this all over. And don't be skimpy on the butter, because that's what gives this the best flavor ever. And it also makes this dough puff. I don't know if you've made baklava, but it's the same kind of premise. So what you're going to do is you're going to take your, I think I have two here. I do, okay. 1 second. Okay, take it and you're going to lay it in your pan with about 8 inches hanging over the side. Okay? Just like that. We're going to do it all the way around. You're going to go opposite sides when you do this. Okay, and then another, you're going to do it on the other side. Have about 8 inches hanging over. Okay, then we're going to do it across that way. And some of these are ripped. Don't worry about it. You're not going to see it. And it is messy on your counter, but it's going to be really worth it. Now you're going to go from the sides again, okay? So just lay it over again with 8 inches hanging over. And we're going to do it on this side. We're kind of making petals.
That's my only guess. Going on Richmond Street.
I'm just trying to get this one out.
Yeah, I don't.
There we go. Okay, just take your time, you guys. Don't rush with this, because I'm telling you, it's worth it. So I'm going to brush my butter on here again. Okay, and we're going to do it on this side. 8 inches over. And then I'm going to do it again on each side, so that way it looks like petals.
Oh. That's not much help.
I think I might have two here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do. Okay.
All right, man. I gotta get back to home.
Okay. Okay. And we're just going to cover the rest of the pan, like so. Okay. So it's 4 on the first row and then 4 on the second row.
And butter everywhere.
Butter. Butter, butter, butter. That's all I can say. It really makes a difference if you don't use enough butter. Now remember, you don't have to, once you start doing this, it's just kind of a throw on the butter type thing, because everything is soaked with butter. And we're going to butter it at the end. Okay, and then I'm just going to start again over here. As you can see, you can start seeing it starting to make the shape. I find this very relaxing, so I don't mind doing it. And even with the ripped ones, use them. Just be careful with them. I'll put that part in the bottom. come over here. Put the rip part in the bottom. Kind of push it in a little bit. Okay. And yours will kind of rip a little bit because when your hands get really buttery, it's hard to grab them. So your finger kind of goes through them, but don't worry, it will be beautiful.
Your stomach doesn't have eyeballs.
Right. Okay, this will be my last one over here. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to take one. Actually, I'm going to take two on this one. I'm going to butter it. Well, I'm going to put it into fours first, okay, like that. And then I'm going to butter it. And you're going to lay it right in the middle. It's kind of like going to protect the bottom of your pan. Okay, now let me wash my hands real quick. Cover this. Okay, I'm going to wipe up my mess real quick and clean that up so I can start again with butter.
I'm starting to think she may have a butter fetish.
Okay, just dry that up. Now just make sure your oven is totally preheated before you put this in because it needs to be hot. Now we're going to take our filling that we made and we're going to put it in the bottom of our pan. Let me get a spatula.
I put it in the wrong container.
Yeah, I see. Okay, let me just give these a quick stir.
Good.
It smells delicious. Okay, now you're just going to pour your apples in the bottom. And you're going to spread that out. Like so. Alright, once you get your apples in, we're going to fold this over the top. I'm just kind of pushing it to the side a little bit. This part you don't have to be fancy with. The next part you do. You really have to do it right. Okay, now I'm just going to kind of push this more out to the sides so it's a full tart. Okay, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take another piece of phyllo and do another, put it into quarters and put it on top of this. You're really just securing that apple filling in there is all you're doing. Okay. I can't use that one. They're really starting to dry out. And I don't know why, because my towel's wet. Okay. Just put this back over. Okay.
I'm starting to warm up is what it is.
Yeah, we'll just make do with what we have. It really doesn't matter on this part. There we go. Okay. And you're going to like a lot of phyllo on it anyways, because that makes it so good. It really puffs it up. I'm just going to set that there and I'm going to butter it on this side. So I don't have to do it on my... Okay, we're going to put that right in the middle. I'm going to do the same thing with this one, just a little yucky piece. Alright, now what we're going to do, this is where it comes in that we have to be pretty particular with it. Alright, so what you're going to do is you're going to take your phyllo dough, I don't need this anymore, and we're going to put it this way, and we're going to butter it, of course. Okay, so now what you're going to do, you're going to take the long end and you're going to roll it. Just gently roll it. And then you're going to kind of start at the center and you're going to twist it. Just being careful that it doesn't break. Okay. I'm just twisting it, and then what you're going to do is you're going to put it on the outer edge of your pan, like so. And now what you're going to do is you're going to go all the way around the pan doing that.
We'll be back in a few.
Alright, now we're starting on our second round. Just being careful. Some of these are ripped, but you can still use them. Just be careful. Okay, so now we're going to start again next to the ones we just did on the inside. Like that. Alright, once you have it all rolled, this is what it should look like. Okay? I do have some sheets left over. Now, if your sheets break while you're rolling them, don't worry about it. Just use the pieces that you can that are broke, roll them, and just put them end to end. It'll look beautiful. Now you're going to take butter and you're going to brush the top of this really well with butter now, okay? And what this is going to do is going to help it puff, but it's also going to make it a very beautiful brown. I'm just kind of tapping in the middle so I don't push down the rose part. You can see where you got and didn't get, so just go back over it. Okay, now we're going to take some powdered sugar, and you don't need a lot, you're just going to do a little bit. I'm going to sprinkle it over the top, and this is going to make it very crunchy. Just trying to get all the ends and stuff. Okay, now this is going to go in your oven for 25 to 30 minutes. Alright, so here's our finished tart. It is beautiful. Mine, I took out about 2 to 3 minutes less of the 20 minutes, so say 17 to 18 minutes. So let this cool at least till it's just a little bit warm before you cut it, okay? So please like, share, comment, and subscribe. And remember, you do you.